Why do we conduct this study? This study aims to understand how music streaming affect the daily lives of CFF-ION students, especially their focus, productivity, mood, stress, and academic performance. As online music platforms become more accessible, it is important to find out whether listening to music helps students' well-being or cause negative effects. What are the problems we want to address? The main problems addressed in this study include excessive dependence on music concentrations, difficulty focusing without music, potential increase in stress levels, and poor time management among students. This issue may negatively affect students' daily routines and academic performance. What are the objectives of this study? The objective of this study are to examine music streaming habits among CFS students, including the amount of time spent listening, preferred music genres, and listening patterns. Additionally, the study aims to investigate the effects of music streaming on students' focus, productivity, mood, daily routines, and stress levels. What is the population and sample of this study? The population of this study consists of all CFS students and a random samples of 60 CFS students comprising 30 females and 30 male participants. So next, what sampling technique we are using? These studies use a convenient sampling technique. Data are collected through a Google form distributed exclusively to CFS students as they are easily accessible and willing to participate.
Next, I will explain the raw data for our project. Raw data is the original data collected from our sample. In this project, the sample consists of 60 CFS students, which includes 30 females and 30 males. Next, for the number of classes, we use Sturge's formula, which is 1 plus 3.3 log 10n, where n is the total number of data values. After calculating, we choose 7 classes so the data is easier to read and analyze. Next, for the class width, we use the formula maximum value minus minimum value, which divided by number of classes. After calculating and rounding to a suitable number, the class's width is 30. Next, for the frequency table, it consists of class intervals, frequency, midpoint, and cumulative frequency. This frequency table helps to organize our raw data and make it easier to calculate statistical measures such as the mean, median, mode, variance, and standard deviation.
On average, time CFS students spend on music platform center around 131.65 minutes. Using median class formula, half of the CFS students listening to music below 129.13 and the rest of them spend more time on the music platform. Meanwhile, most CFS students spend around 127.94 music on music platform. The variance is 2868.91 and the standard deviation is 54.59, which suggests that the data values are spread out moderately around the mean rather than tightly clustered. The time spent on music platform by CFS students suggested that roughly symmetrical without strong skewness, since the mean, median, and mode are relatively close to each other.
Now, I am presenting the histogram graph that shows the time spent by CFS students listening to music, measured in minutes. A total of 60 students were surveyed for this study. On the horizontal axis, we have time spent listening to music, while the vertical axis represents the frequency or the number of students. From the graph, we can see that most students spend between 50 to 200 minutes listening to music. The highest frequency appears in middle range, which indicates that a large number of students listening to music for a moderate amount of time rather than very short or very long duration. Only a small number of students spend very little time below 50 minutes or very long time above 200 minutes listening to music. Overall, this data suggests that listening to music is a common daily activity among CFS students, with most students spending a moderate amount of time on it.
Lastly, I will explain about the graph of the other variables. This pie chart shows the percentage of music genres listened to the most among CFS students. As we can see, pop music is the most popular genre, accounting for 42% of students' preference. This indicates the most CFS students enjoy mainstream music. The second highest preference is R&B at 12%, followed closely by jazz at 11% and indie music at 10%, showing that the significant number of students appreciate more expressive and alternative musics. Nasheed represents 9%, which suggests that some students prefer spiritually meaningful music alongside entertainment. Meanwhile, hip-hop accounts for 6%, showing a smaller noticeable interest. Lastly, rock music has 0%, indicating that it is not a preferred genre among the students surveyed. In conclusion, the chart shows that CFS students mainly favor popular and emotionally engaging music, while heavier genres like rocks are less popular. Next, this bar chart shows the number of students and their preferred application for streaming music. Based on the data, Spotify is the most popular platform with 86 students using it. This suggests that the students strongly prefer Spotify. YouTube is the second most preferred application with 42 students, showing that many students still rely on YouTube for convenient and free access to music. In contrast, Apple Music is used by only 5 students, indicating it is less popular among the students surveyed. Lastly, Amazon Music and SoundCloud record 0 users, meaning none of students choose these platforms. Overall, the bar chart clearly shows that Spotify dominates student music streaming preference, followed by YouTube, while other platforms have minimal to no usage.
In conclusion, this study provides an overview of music streaming habits among CFS students by analysing the time spent listening to music, preferred genres, and the difference between male and female students. The descriptive analysis shows that students spend a considerable amount of time listening to music in one setting. The mean, median, and mode are close in value, indicating that the distribution of listening time is roughly symmetrical with moderate variability. This suggests that music streaming is a regular and consistent part of students' daily routines rather than an extreme or occasional activity. So that's all from us. Thank you.